Let's have a chat about giving and receiving criticism. As you may know, the platform TikTok, generally a pretty messy platform. But if you come across a pet video or a hamster video, you may see some pretty aggressive comments. And this is why we need to have a chat about giving and receiving advice and criticism. There's usually three types of different comments or sides. You're going to have somebody who is just giving kind advice. You're going to have someone who's giving aggressive advice. And then you're going to have someone in defense calling you a TikTok vet. Let's start with how to give criticism. This is super important because obviously you can give it however you please, but one way is likely to do better than the other way. The first way I generally see is immediately calling someone out, shaming them, calling them a bad hamster owner, calling them an animal abuser, and it's like one of the most worst ways I think somebody could try to help somebody else improve. Because if I was to have someone come at me with, you're an animal abuser, you're doing this wrong, you're gonna kill your hamster, I think I would probably likely get really defensive and pretty hurt because maybe I didn't know I was doing something wrong, and instead of wanting to improve, I'm going to try to defend myself. So say you come across a hamster video, they're showing their hamster, maybe the cage is in the background or something dangerous like cotton bedding, and you immediately go and you want to leave a comment saying, hey, your cage is too small, you need to upgrade or else your hamster is going to die, you're an animal abuser. That's probably not going to be taken very well, honestly. But instead, you could word it something like, hey, your hamster's really, really cute. I noticed your cage, it does look a little bit too small for a hamster. Hamsters actually need really large cages. Go into some educational facts, tell them how you learned it, why hamsters need a larger cage, why whatever you're trying to tell them is dangerous. Give them some resources to then go off and learn more on their own. Try to sound your comment as friendly and kind as possible, even pop in a few emojis in there if you can. We often forget that comments are something that we just read. We don't hear the tone of voice that somebody is putting it into. I could be saying, hey, your cage is actually unsuitable and it would be really good if you upgraded. But somebody could read that as, hey, your cage is way too small and you need to be upgrading it. There's quite a big difference. And so because it's a comment, we can't tell what type of tone of voice that person was giving. So try to word it as kind as possible and pop in a smiley, a heart, whatever, to make it friendly and not seem aggressive. Not all of us started out with perfect hamster gear. I myself did not. I used small cages, cotton bedding, pine bedding, all of that. But eventually I did learn. I improved my care. Every day I improved something new. So you have to kind of realize that there is a lot of misinformation out there. There's a lot of bad advice out there. People sometimes will take advice from pet stores or they'll just read something once and believe it. So you have to be gentle and just remember not everybody is going to realize or even know that they're not giving great hamster care at the time. The more kind and more friendly you sound in your advice and criticism, the more likely somebody is going to want to take it into consideration and go off and research more into it instead of just getting defensive and putting up a shield and saying, you're wrong, go away, things like that. Another thing is you really don't want to jump to conclusions or assumptions about something someone has posted. I've seen people who have immediately seen wood shavings in a hamster post and immediately they jump on them and tell them that it's unsafe, when in reality there's actually quite a few safe wood shavings out there. So instead of trying to immediately jump on a person, go ahead and ask them, hey, what type of bedding are you using? And then they can tell you. If you're going to be giving criticism and advice as well, make sure you know that it is correct information. If you have to, double check to make sure that whatever you're going to be telling the person is going to be correct. I've seen a couple of people before who go and say aspen is an unsafe wood shaving, when in reality they're actually getting it confused with pine and cedar. So then they're further putting out misinformation to somebody. So you want to make sure it's 100%. Hi, I'm trying to film a video. And then there is the receiving end of getting criticism and advice. And generally, most people do not like to get criticism because it can often make us feel bad. It can make us feel guilty, which is completely normal emotions to feel when somebody is informing you of something, because you're immediately going to be like, have I been hurting my pet? Have I been neglecting them by not doing this? So it kind of makes us feel guilty that we've been doing something wrong, which is okay. It's okay to feel guilty that maybe you've been doing something wrong and you didn't know it. But if somebody is giving you criticism and advice, it's good to, instead of putting up a shield, putting up a shell to protect yourself, instead look at the comment, go, okay, someone's trying to give me advice or criticism, and go look into it a little bit more, because maybe whatever they're trying to tell you or trying to help you with is actually correct, and maybe it can help improve your pet care. Because as pet owners, there's always something that we can improve on or learn something new about that we can do better. Also, don't forget that the person giving the criticism and advice isn't really trying to hurt you. They're not trying to be mean. They just see an animal that they care so much about, and they also want them to be happy and thrive, and they just care a lot about the animal. They want them to get the best care possible, and they want to help you to do that. And of course, not every piece of criticism or advice is going to be 100% correct, which is why you need to further investigate into it and whether or not it's worth doing, because not everything everyone says is always 100% or accurate for your pet. Another point I want to add is, if you've given someone some advice or criticism and they respond and they don't seem to want to take it, don't continue to then harass them or call them names or anything. You can have a debate with them, that is kind, but you don't have to, if they don't want to follow it, you don't have to then harass them on every single post they make or call them names or be a bully to them. Unfortunately, not everybody wants to listen, and you can't make somebody listen. So sometimes it's okay to just walk away, know that you did the best that you can, you tried your hardest, but some people are just not going to listen. Are you playing with your tail? You bit it. In conclusion, I think that both sides just need to be nicer to each other. Just because someone's giving someone else advice doesn't mean they're a TikTok vet, because you shouldn't have to be a vet to know how to care for your pet, because that would not make any sense. Yeah, it wouldn't make any sense. Just be kinder to each other, please. So I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye!